Hello, I'm Jacqueline Castillo and I'm the President and CEO of Mabuhay Energy Corporation and you're tuned in to Power Podcast.
Welcome to Power Podcast. This is a channel where you can listen to in-depth discussions of issues relevant to the Philippines energy sector. Power Podcast is a production of Power Philippines, the only online publication in the country dedicated to covering energy development across the archipelago. We cover all news and issues that spark meaningful conversations among members of our growing online community. We share the belief that sustaining the growth of the energy sector is vital to the growth of the country itself. Good day. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Power Podcast. Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or listening to us via Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts, we hope you will enjoy listening in. I'm your host, Mai Tanglao. Meet Jax Castillo, the President and CEO of Mabuhay Energy Corporation or MECO. With over 18 years of experience in the Philippine power sector, Jax has been instrumental in transforming MECO into one of the fastest growing retail electricity suppliers or RES in the country. Under her leadership, MECO has become renowned for its innovative and customizable pricing schemes, catering to a diverse clientele ranging from industrial giants to environmentally conscious households. Established in 2017, MECO is a wholly owned subsidiary of Aviva Group of Companies. The company has been at the forefront of providing competitive and reliable power solutions, actively participating in programs like the Retail Competition and Open Access or RCOA, Renewable Energy Market, and the Green Energy Option Program. In this episode, we'll delve into Jack's journey into the energy industry, explore the challenges and triumphs of leading a RES, and discuss how MECO is contributing to the Philippines' renewable energy goals. From securing partnerships with companies to implementing innovative web applications that enhance customer experience, MECO, under Jack's stewardship, exemplifies the fusion of technology and sustainability. Welcome to Power Podcast, Ms. Jax, and thank you for accommodating our invitation to be with us in this episode.
Thank you also, Mai, for inviting me. I'm very honored to be here.
So, first question is we want to get to know you better. So how did you end up in the energy industry? Was it a lifelong dream to keep the lights on? Or did you stumble into through a twist of fate, maybe a random jump or a light bulb moment that changed everything?
I wouldn't say it was a lifelong dream kasi as a child, I was very weird. Yung dream ko realistically nung bata to be a bus conductor. Yung may goma pa dito.
Oo,
tapos
kasi
may
ang
mga
dami.
perang nakatupe.
Okay.
Yan.
Ang dami kasi binibilang.
Oo.
Gusto natin yun.
So, hindi pwede yun. But I'm an electrical engineer. So, I know that a lot of electrical engineers out there could attest na if you're an engineer, of course, your goal is to work for the biggest power companies out there, di ba? And at that time, it was Meralco. Meralco for me. And but what really made me stay in the power industry for 19 years now is when I work for PISAM, which is Power Sector Assets and Liabilities Management Corporation. It's the government agency designated to privatize all the assets of Napocor kasi dati 'di ba panay brownout, ganyan. So, pinrivatize natin, hoping that these private companies would improve the life and the operation of our generating facilities, which I think is very effective right now. So, PISAM at that time when I joined in 2007, it was the peak of the implementation of EPIRA law. And as a young engineer back then, I found it so exciting. As in, daming nangyayari, ang daming action. And when I was with PISAM, I realized na ang daming reform na nangyayari and the country was at the center of a very huge transition. And I wanted to be a part of that. if I could contribute even so little lang, you could make the electricity more affordable and more reliable for people. That's an opportunity like no other, working for a cause. And that's what lit the spark for me, and it never left. That's why I'm still here. I'm happy.
And now you're in a better position to help kasi you're the president CEO of MECO. So, you can share with us paano ka naman napunta sa MECO and how your responsibility expanded.
When it's so funny kasi I started with MECO April 2020. If you remember, that's the peak of the
COVID,
pandemic.
oo.
And MECO at the time was a startup company, zero track record. So before that, I was with San Miguel, one of the biggest conglomerate in the Philippines. And imagine my fear of joining a startup company na pandemic pa. And amazingly, we're still here and we keep growing. When I started with MECO, I was the vice president for sales, marketing, and regulatory. And then I moved to becoming the CEO, and now I am the president and CEO. And I couldn't be more grateful for the never-ending opportunity and the trust of the executive committee that they give to me. Siguro happy naman sila kung saan napupunta yung MECO, and I know there's still a huge potential for the company, and I'm excited to be part of that.
But what made you decide to jump ship? Sabi mo nga, nasa San Miguel ka na. One of the
Kasi
biggest conglomerates in the country.
Siguro dahil gusto ko lagi ng challenges. When you're with a huge conglomerate, I'm not generalizing naman, pero medyo set na kasi, stable na lahat, 'di ba? But I still have a lot of crazy ideas, crazy juices within me that I want to explore, and I want to challenge myself. And when the opportunity came to work for Mabuhay Energy at that time, kahit na there's the fear there, no, na anytime baka pwede magsara.
So, Miss Jax, kanina you already mentioned giving people energy choices. So, let's tackle yung RCOA or Retail Competition Open Access and Retail Aggregation Program. They could be, di ba, code names for a sci-fi flick, but they're actually, yun nga, giving people energy choices. So, can you explain about RCOA and RAP, and like you're helping a friend, and what's Mabuhay Energy or MECO doing to get more people involved or take advantage of those programs?
Actually, very good programs. Medyo technical lang, I feel, for common people. Kaya mas hindi na-appreciate. So, RCOA, or the Retail Competition and Open Access, is very much like instead of entering a restaurant and ordering a la carte, you're entering a restaurant and it's a buffet. So, instead of just having one choice, ito lang yung serve ko sa'yo, you have so much options. And for retail aggregation program naman, parang ganun din. Pero instead of just one company enjoying, the benefits of RCOA, it's actually benefiting a lot more people or a lot more end users. Para siyang barkadahan. So, kunyari, ano ba yung mga pwede nating i-aggregate? Ang pwede mong i-aggregate is yung within the same franchise area. When we say franchise area, kunyari, Meralco, lahat ng mga facilities inside Meralco, yan, pwede yan. Or kunyari, nasa Veco ka, nasa Cebu, lahat ng mga nasa Veco, same franchise area yon. Okay. So, if you're a business owner and meron kang several businesses within Metro Manila, pwede mo na ngayon i-aggregate yon. And computein mo lang yung peak demand mo. Again, that's your KW in your bill. I-add mo lang ng i-add lahat nung
Hanggang umabot ng 500.
businesses mo. Pag umabot ng 500, pwede ka na lumapit din sa mga retail suppliers for aggregation. So, pwede ka na rin nila offeran nun. But the difference is, pwede ka bumalik sa DU mo after. Unlike pag RCOA, touch move. Pag contestable customer ka, nag-switch ka na sa res, hindi ka na pwede
Hindi na
bumalik sa
babalik.
DU.
Okay. To be clear, yung sa RCOA, yung mga big industries,
500 kilowatt.
500
oo.
kilowatt.
Per meter.
Okay.
Per meter ang switching nun. Unlike pag RAP, kahit
Iipon-ipunin
kahit
na
1,000
Oo.
metro ka, kung makabuo ka ng 500,
Oo.
1,000 kayo isa-switch.
Oo.
Ganon.
So that's why, ngayon, yung mga condominium, pwede na silang mag-avail
Yes,
ng
kung kunyari subdivision or village, yung association nyo.
Kaya nga,
Pwede na
nakaabang na nga ako. Kaya nung napakinggan kita dun sa isang forum with Solex Technology, sabi ko,
Parang pwede na.
parang gusto kong tumakbo ng presidente ng COA namin. Tapos yun ang unang-una kong gagawin.
Oo.
Mag-aggregate kami para
Yes, even condominiums kasi 'di ba yung mga condominium building ngayon individual na yung meters. So pwede mo na rin yun i-aggregate kung yung building nyo, yung condo building nyo umabot ng 500 kilowatt, pwede na kayo rin i-switch. And sometimes it's even more complicated pa nga. Kunyari, kahit hindi isang location, for example, lahat ng Jollibee branches within Metro Manila, pag in-aggregate mo yun, pwede na. Building, for example, ito, yung Techno Hub where we are, iba-iba naman yung companies na nag-occupy dito, iba yung mga nag-rent. Pwede mo na rin silang aggregate even with different owners as long as, same area, same facility.
So, you have to convince each one of them
Oo.
to
Yun lang
to
yung,
aggregate.
Yun
So,
yung complication
Oo.
doon. Kasi syempre, iba-ibang owner, gaya nga nung sabi ko, iba-ibang trip yan.
Oo.
So, para umabot kayo dun sa 500 kilowatt, kailangan mag-align lahat. So, kanya-kanyang demand, pero kailangan mo i-manage lahat.
So how do you convince? How do you convince them to be part of the aggregation para they can choose their supplier? Kayo sa Mabuhay?
Yeah, isa lang naman lagi yung tinatanong ng mga negosyante. It's always, what's the savings? What's in it for me? Bakit ako magsuswitch? Diba? And so far, for example lang, yung isang sinwitch namin for retail aggregation, that's around 600 kilowatt. Ang savings nila is around 300 to 400,000 a month. And you wouldn't get that money elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yung na-save mo na yon, pwede mo na pang-bonus mo na ng tao yun eh.
Yes.
Or pang-expand mo na ng business, diba?
oo.
So, savings pa lang, benefit na kaagad. And whenever we talk to them, of course, this is something new to everyone. It's always just the savings that they're after. And if you could give them a sample computation of how much they would save versus their current rate right now with their distribution utility for the generation portion, yun, lahat naman pumapayag.
So, ito katulad nga niyan. Sabi ko kasi magiging mayora na ako sa subdivision namin eh. So, kunyari nakapag-aggregate kami, napapayag ko silang lahat. Sige, umabot kami doon sa threshold. Tapos sabi namin, gusto namin, na rest namin, si Meko. Okay, so what will Meko do next for us? Para makuha namin yung savings sa sinasabi
Okay.
namin.
So, andyan na yung mga paperworks. Yan na yung matrabaho. So, the normal switching procedure like what we do in RCOA, it's the same. So, yung mga documentation naman, lahat, yung rest nyo yung mag-aasikaso. Magpapapirma lang yan na magpapapirma. Ang papareview niya lang sa inyo is yung commercial terms na napag-agrihan nyo. What's the pricing? What kind of pricing scheme that you want? You can even demand that. Not just...
Paano pricing scheme? Sorry.
When we say pricing scheme, di ba, for captive market, kasi you only get one. It's fixed. But with all these programs, you can even demand what type of pricing you want. Pwedeng gusto mo, if you're more sophisticated, nakikita mo ang baba ng presyo sa spot market, electricity spot market, even ERC has been promoting the WESM prices for this year, that it's lowering down. So there are a lot of customers who want to enjoy that benefit as well, opportunity in the spot market. So you can demand hybrid pricing, you can demand for index pricing, or for example, if you're a hotel or a resort, there are even seasonal pricing. So during your peak months, iba yung price mo. During lean months, pwedeng iba. And some other seasonal pricing could be during summer months, iba yung price. And during wet season, iba rin yung price. And you can even get DU discounted rate. Distribution utility rate, may fix na discount. So whatever is your current rate right now, may fix ka na discount. So mas madali mo na compute magkano yung savings mo. 'Di ba?
Sorry, paano yung hybrid pricing?
Hybrid pricing, meron kang portion na fixed rate, tapos meron kang portion na gusto mo naka-expose siya sa spot.
Okay. Tapos you mentioned din before na pwede kang pumili where you will get your
yes, even the technology can now choose.
Okay.
Pwedeng kung gusto mo RE, you wanna go green. Pwede mo na yun i-demand. I wanna be 100% RE supplied. Kanya.
So, and your rest will do that for you. MECO will do that for you, the customer. So, kunyari, gusto nitong condominium na to, gusto ko, purely solar ako. Si MECO will get that supplier.
Yeah. Although, you may demand you want pure solar, pero of course, during non-solar hours, you'll be supplied elsewhere.
I see. So, naman tayo? Let's move naman to Green Energy Option Program o GEOP. So, again, in simplest terms, can you educate our consumers what Green Energy Option Program is and how Mabuhay Energy Corporation is charging into the renewable scene, and what's one eco-friendly project you're totally stoked about launching soon? Kasi nabanggit mo sa akin kanina yan, na you're going into GEOP.
Yes. For you to have a GEOP license, one of the requirements would be you should be a RES supplier muna. So may RES license ka muna, and then you can go to GEOP. And for you to apply GEOP license, you have to really surrender all your renewable energy PPAs or power contracts, power supply contracts. And for GEOP program, to simplify that, kung kanina nagpunta ka ng buffet, 'di ba? For GEOP naman, nagpunta ka sa salad bar. Kasi gusto mo healthy, gusto mo green. So, ito yung option naman for you if you want. And as you know, minsan tinatranslate kasi natin. So, just to correct the misconception na pag renewable, mas mura.
Yeah.
Kasi wala kang fossil fuel, 'di ba? Pero it's not always the case, and you'll be surprised. And mas maganda lang dito sa GEOP program nga, mas mababa yung threshold niya. 100 kilowatt lang. So it's easier to meet. So for smaller companies, smaller businesses, you can already avail your GEOP program. And we're actually lobbying through DOE and ERC to implement within the distribution utility sector na ilagay na nila dun sa power bills pa lang na eligible ka for GEOP or eligible ka for RCOA. Kasi you don't know eh. So, pag nakita mo dun na GEOP eligible ka, mako-curious ka na, what's this?
Yeah,
And then, parang it would be a good part of the information dissemination, di ba?
Sa tingin mo, kasi kaninong responsibility ba to disseminate or promote yung RCOA, yung RAP, yung GEOP, or what's stopping the rest from, or what challenges are rests like MECO are experiencing para makarating yung information to all the market na kailangan siya makarating?
In terms of responsibility, it's everyone's. I know the implementation is within ERC's role, pero they couldn't do it alone. It should be everyone's responsibility talaga across all sector, up to down. So from the generation side, distribution, transmission, supply sector, retail sector, lahat should be participating in the educational campaign for everyone, because there's so many customers out there. All businesses are actually qualified.
Sabi mo nga, pati MSMEs, di ba?
Oo.
They can actually avail.
Kasi nga yung retail aggregation program, 'di ba? Kahit na 5 kilowatt lang yung consumption mo, kung madami naman kayo.
Oo.
Isang
So, yung
daan
kunyaring
kayo.
mga, may, di ba sa probinsya, may mga palengke, pwede yung mga ganon.
Pwede, basta lahat. Basta within a contiguous area, kung meron kang isang aggregator, pwede na yon. Kaya nga, it will be parang an effort for everyone. LGUs, condo associations, 'di ba? So, lahat pwedeng mag-aggregate for the same goal, lowering down their electricity costs.
And Meko, what is it doing to contribute dun sa, parang what are you doing to help the ERC in terms of information campaign?
Ito, nagpapa-interview sa podcast to promote
Nanawagan po
RCOA.
kami.
Sali na kayo. Hindi. Well, MECO is part of the Board of Trustees for the Retail Electricity Suppliers and Association for the Philippines. And RESA is actually very active, in lobbying all these, because kami yung first-hand nakaka-experience kung gaano kakulang yung information out there. Meron kaming mga nilalapitan, ilan kaming res. Pero pag nilapitan mo, zero knowledge. So, ang dami pa talaga, lalo yung sa retail aggregation. Ito, nung isang araw lang, there was a contract signing for retail aggregation for MECO. And yun yung sentiment nung may-ari nung kumpanya. Parang ang daming license res, pero bakit wala raw lumalapit sa kanila? Kasi even yung mauubusan ka ng tao mauubusan ka ng pupuntahan. There's just too many. That's why it's really a joint effort for everyone to implement this successfully.
So Miss Jax, ang RCOA, ang RAP, and the GEOP sound like their ultimate power trio. In a nutshell, why should everyday folks, whether they're running a corner store or a big factory, why do they have to care? Even ako, everybody here, why do we have to care about these programs? Apart from the savings, of course, that you already mentioned, what are the benefits of these programs?
So, number one impact is what you said. It's pricing, diba? Direct savings. But I think the most important benefit of this, especially for businesses, is electricity costs is not just, another operational input for you in your books na tinatanggap mo na lang kung magkano yung kuryente mo. Right now, with the power of choice, electricity costs has become a strategic advantage also for businesses. So imagine if you can save dahil namili ka, nag-switch ka sa RCOA, nakatipid ka ng malaki, and your competitor is not. Napapababa mo na yung cost ng goods mo, napapababa mo yung presyo nung product mo, mas competitive ka na kaagad sa kalaban mo. That's why it's really a good strategy for businesses to learn about RCOA and reap the benefit of it. Since 2013, there are a lot of customers that are already benefiting from it, and yet from all the contestable market, not even more than 60% has switched. So more than 30% pa remains captive. And why is that? We don't know. Maybe kulang sa information, kulang sa appreciation. But yeah, if that's not good enough excuse for you to learn about RCOA, I don't know what is.
In terms of households naman siya, anong benefit naman nun?
In Japan, this is already implemented, residential level na. So, the switching is so quick, and even the contracts are just one pager. Kung paano tayo mag-switch ng, kunyari, telco providers natin, or internet provider, hindi ka masaya sa signal mo sa ganitong area, nagpalit ka. So, ganun din sa residential. And, the competition there is becoming crazy and crazier. Kunyari, for you to entice a residential owner to switch to you, yung iba, nagbibigay pa ng PS5. Ganun yung mga giveaway.
Diba?
So, hindi, pero ganun yung competition doon. Kasi residential level na tao-tao na, di ba? B2C ka na eh. Instead of B2B, B2C, iba na talaga yung labanan.
And we're all looking forward to that. Kasi yung sa RCOA naman, yung threshold niya pababa after a few years, diba?
Yes.
Okay. So if you could fast forward 5 years, what's one way you hope MECO has used RCOA, RAP, and GEOP to make life better for Filipinos? Maybe cheaper bills, cleaner air, or powering up remote areas?
I think the most important product there is for the businesses in the Philippines is not just electricity alone, but it's more of our genuine intention to help them grow, diba? And power is just one of them. So in the next 5 years, I hope more and more companies, retail suppliers can innovate, to serve these customers better, and holistic yung approach. Kasi yun nga, if it's all about contractual transaction, if the relationship is very transactional, lilipat lang yan ng lilipat, and it's not a healthy environment for everyone.
I-mention mo nga kanina, di ba, yung first 2 customers nyo are still your customers?
Yes, of course.
Diba?
Love namin yung mga customer namin.
And how many customers do you have right now sa portfolio nyo?
We have more than 200 megawatts of customers na. We started with just 10 megawatts during our first year. Grabe.
And you started during yung kainitan ng pandemic.
Oo, peak ng pandemic yun. Kaya, thank you talaga dun sa mga customers namin na nagtiwala sa amin and are still here. We really appreciate you guys.
And spread the word. Diba?
Yes.
Spread the word.
Actually, that's very true. The most of our new customers were referrals from our existing customers. Word of mouth, diba? Very powerful.
What is your tip for anyone curious about picking their energy provider or rest like you, like choosing a streaming service but with more wattage?
If you're choosing your supplier, it's like choosing your partner. A serious choice, diba?
Totoo.
And it's not about just one characteristic that you like about them. It's not just about pricing. And over the years, you'll realize mas may realize mo, ano-ano nga ba yung mga hinahanap mo sa partner. Diba? When you experiment. And that's the beauty of RCOA. Kasi nga, you can try the supplier first. Tapos, pag hindi nag-fit for example, yung values nyo or yung offerings nila hindi ma-meet yung mga requirement mo, then you can try other suppliers as well. Pero masasuggest ko is siguro prioritize yung mga rest na very Filipino yung name, like Mabuhay Energy. No, just kidding. There are a lot of good suppliers out there, 55 in fact, and ang dami yung choice. It's all about the good fit and the perfect fit for you.
Akala ko naman, don't avoid the red flags.
And you have to learn to read the red flags as well. And yun nga, over the years, magiging sophisticated ka na rin on how you review your electricity contracts. Na-realize mo, ay, gusto ko pala na may ganito na next. Ay, meron palang available na ganon. Next time, hahanapin ko may ganon din. So, everyone's just growing.
So, Jax, how or RES like Mabuhay Energy or MECO are helping consumers make energy affordable and reliable, and how are RES like MECO, how are you helping the country as a whole in terms of environmental protection? Kasi sabi mo kanina, nakakapili ka kung gusto mo ng
Yes.
renewable,
Mm.
di ba?
So, the business model of Mabuhay Energy since we started is really backward integration eh. Yun yung medyo unique sa amin. Kasi, di ba yung standard, magtatayo ka ng planta mo, magtatayo ka ng RES. But for us, it's really demand side first. I-build mo muna yung demand portfolio mo, then you build your supply portfolio. And for us, it's always been renewable since we started. We'll be building solar and also battery, also wind, and potentially hydro kung meron din. But purely renewable, of course. And the thing now that we're looking for in the country are more baseload supply, diba? Because of the moratorium in coal. So we're also looking into LNG plants. Of course, this would mean we expand the optimization of our portfolio. Then we can also better the offerings for our customers, and that means serving more customers in the future, more businesses to come in. If the electricity cost in the Philippines is much lower, I'm sure there are a lot more businesses who would like to invest here, 'di ba? Yun lang naman yung problema lagi nila sa Pilipinas, ang mahal or one of the highest cost in electricity in Asia.
So if you could have any superpower to make your day-to-day as CEO easier, maybe instantly charging your phone or zapping away boring meetings na I don't think meron ka mga boring meetings, but what would it be and how would...
Believe me, madami.
What would it be and how would it keep Mabuhay Energy shining bright?
If I could choose one superpower, siguro it's the ability to clone myself. 'Di ba? So, one of me would be here doing this interview with you, and another Jax would be...
On a vacation?
Oo, kumakain ng seafood, ng crabs na mataba. And another would be in the boardroom, strategizing for MECO. Another part of me would be in a customer visit right now, doing a plant tour with them to understand more on their operation. Sobrang na-enjoy ko yon. Yung every time we have a customer visit, customer meeting, I would always ask them to meet in their plant. Kasi I love understanding how things are made. Sobra siyang saya talaga. So that would be one part of me, and another Jax would be doing the advocacy work on the side as well, empowering women, doing community work, especially for sustainability. So yeah, but while that's not possible yet, what I do is just build leaders around me who I could trust and who I could empower to do just the same, 'di ba? To be in all those places at once for me, because to be honest, building leaders is way better than cloning, kasi these leaders that you mentor could one day lead teams and lead people, and they could lead it way better than you.
It may ripple effect yun eh.
Oo.
Kasi they'll be able to, how you've inspired them, they will be able to inspire others also.
Yeah.
So,
And
sustainability.
correct. And it's really important that when you develop the leaders, your succession team, the values are always aligned. Kasi the skills, it's so easy to replicate pero the values, the culture, that's the most important. Yun yung hindi mo papalitan. Kahit palitan yung tao, if the culture is already good enough, 'di ba? The company can go far, even with different leaders in the future.
Miss Jax, we learned a lot from you. But before we wrap up this podcast, no, we really hope na we could clone more of you. We could, marami ka pang ganyan who's very dedicated to her job, very passionate sa industry in making a difference and empowering others. What would be your message to consumers, to your customers, to your partners? Ganyan.
I think my message for not just for the consumers muna, but maybe for my other suppliers, other co-retail suppliers out there, is always stand by the 3 Ps. Favorite ko yun ginagamit eh. It's your purpose. Always do your business with purpose, and then take care of your people, and then profit will follow. So if everyone can do that, I think the country would be in a much better place, di ba? Not just in the private sector, but so for the consumers naman, the government has already established so much programs benefiting the end users like you, and I hope that, listening to this podcast today kind of help you out on the options that you have. And if you want to know more, of course you can check ERC. Pero these are simple programs, but very very beneficial for everyone. Again, this is Jax Castillo from Mabuhay Energy Corporation. If you're looking for a retail electricity supplier and you want to know more about RCOA or retail aggregation program and even GEOP, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you out.
And that wraps up another enlightening episode of the Power Podcast. A huge thanks to Jax Castillo for sharing her insights and the remarkable journey of Mabuhay Energy Corporation. Remember, the power to choose a sustainable energy future is in your hands. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe, share, and follow Power Philippines on Facebook and LinkedIn for more updates. For your comments and suggestions, shoot us a message on Power Philippines Facebook Messenger account or email us at news.powerph@gmail.com. And of course, stay updated on the country's energy sector by visiting powerphilippines.com and by liking us on Facebook. If you want to view this podcast again, check out our YouTube channel at Power Philippines News. Until next time, I'm Mai Tanglao. Keep those sparks of change alive.